So this isn't even about what's good or bad for society.
It is about what's good or bad for society. I think that people should live.
You're not a socialist, so you don't care what I think is
Neither
good.
are
No, but
you.
I still,
You're not a socialist.
I still think I'm a better capitalist than most fucking, at least ANCAPs or libertarians.
Yeah, you are
or
a better capitalist than
so
most.
I think, and I tried to live
with socialists and a lot of criticisms.
I tried to live,
inequality.
but I tried to live my principles. And I think that it would be unethical for me to maximize my existence in a capitalist society. I've turned down a lot of money for stuff that would maximize my existence in a capitalist, because I think it's unethical to do so. I don't agree that, like,
how?
Because it doesn't further what I believe in, and it doesn't further what
turned down.
I've turned down
I don't know how you could say that if everyone just abandoned their principles, that doesn't have any outcome for society. That's crazy. That's completely
morally neutral.
Yeah.
No, it's not. The whole point of principles is to like society's constructed out of people's principles. The principle of honesty, the principle of charity,
to be a good person,
the principle of humility.
We could all just stop doing this. We could all just stop doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do we try so hard, to be honest, Adam? I don't understand.
I mean, the Klingons have a completely different society because they have a different principle. It's like beating people up. It's like might makes right. That's a different society with a different set of principles, right? I mean, principles make the society. It's pretty easy.
Ton of fucking gambling sponsorships. There was so much money flying around in the CSGO skin days. There was so much of that shit that I fucking turned down.
So you've turned, okay, good. And you've turned down, and I, for my part, have turned down every sponsorship.
Why?
It's not a part of my aesthetic. I don't want to.
I love that.
My God, this is the best part.
Yep.
It's unfashionable. I don't like, I don't like the way it makes me look.
It looks bad.
Okay, wait. Then
and can we just like discuss just how that is the most phenomenal dodge, right? Because as soon as you'd be like, right, okay, we're discussing ethics in the world, so right, okay, great, and then he just flips to aesthetics, right? And aesthetics is like the philosophy of art.
Yes.
And so what he's saying is that he, for artistic reasons, doesn't want to adopt.
Yes, not moral reasons.
Doesn't want to,
self-serving
exactly, not moral reasons.
Yes.
Exactly. And so suddenly he's again become Callicles. He's like, well, it's just a power grab, right? It's a way of looking good. It's good optics. It looks bad if I take money from corporations, so I'm just not going to do it. But the thing is, why don't you apply that same aesthetic principle to the other things that you're talking about here, Vaush? If you are Callicles and you don't engage in ethics, fine, okay, fair enough. But at least be consistent in that. Like, fuck's sake.
Why? I don't understand why he frames it as aesthetics when he could just as easily frame it as morality. He could say, listen, I'm a socialist. It would go against my principles if I took endorsement deals from Audible.
Because, of course, that would be a complete contradiction with what he's arguing, but then he doesn't care about his own contradictions, so why would that matter?
Yeah. Maybe aesthetics was just a misspeak, but it's so man, it completely frames us in, like, it turns it into fashion. It's not, I don't like the way these shoes make me look. I don't like sponsorship deals. I don't look as cool in front of a sponsorship deal.
Well, it's fascinating that so many socialists have kind of come out and denounced Vaush for everything he's saying, because in essence, he's living the neo-Marxist principle that is being taught in college about there is no objective truth. It's all just power and power games.
Man, that's crazy.
He's the perfectly consistent in that regard.
Do you think that it has to do with that? Do you think he picked this up?
I do, because remember, he said that he learned about, this is what he studied in college.
Yeah.
Was all this neo-Marx crap.
I would love to talk to Vaush about
I don't think Vaush pulled this theory from the ether. I think this is I think he was taught this. He was taught that there is no truth. Everything's just power games. And he's kind of used this to create his own worldview. And he's just saying it to everyone. And maybe that's why he's surprised, is because in essence, he's saying what he was taught and people are shocked by it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he thought it was okay to just say all this shit.
It's a shame that we all have this conflict-ridden relationship with Vaush, and that Vaush is in. I mean, you can't even really have a conversation with him in good faith. It appears because he's such an interesting character. Like, he's the only one I know of anyone doing YouTube that has a recent sociology degree, and I'm so fascinated by how the sociology departments have been completely taken over by all this critical race theory and feminism and all this stuff James Lindsay's talking about. It seems like Vaush would be the perfect person to have a conversation with James Lindsay on this stuff. But if it's just like dick measuring and point scoring on the internet, you can never have that conversation, which sucks.
Yeah, but the problem is that he could never have a conversation with James Lindsay because the entire conversation would just be, I have to dunk on James Lindsay in any way possible.
Yeah, you should.
And the only reason that he can have these, the only reason whenever he talks to Destiny, all this shit always comes out because he, as you said, I think last week, Sargon, that he views Destiny as like a father figure or something. You know,
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you're right, or he at least looks up to Destiny because, you know, he grew from Destiny's community, and I think that's why he lowers his guard when he talks to Destiny, and you hear all these crazy takes.
I think Destiny is the Vaush whisperer.
Yeah.
I mean, Destiny, I think, thinks himself that way. What was the
he
phrase?
does.
He's like Vaushonomics or something like that. You know, like you know, he like seems to have a particular sort of relationship with Vaush that's very, very interesting in my opinion.
Yes, very interesting. Destiny talked about this in the stream that I watched. Talked about this explicitly. That he basically accused Vaush of adopting all of his positions secondhand from Destiny. But Destiny positions are future Vaush positions.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I can see why Vaush looks up to Destiny because Destiny gets a lot of flack, but he does have virtues. He is a superbly swift on his feet when he's debating like this, right? He's very, very good at setting up these sort of mental cages around the person he's trying to debate, and this is a very good skill to do in real time. You know, Destiny's very impressive. And so, like, I can see why Vaush looks up to that if your goal is to trap people, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It's that, you know, Destiny does it brilliantly.
I don't know if this was your first debate with Destiny, Sargon, but I remember you taking Destiny out in like one punch, and it was so fucking badass. I remember it to this day. Because you had got Destiny to admit that being a minority sucked. And then you just asked him, well, then why would whites want to be the minority? And after he went on talking about how marginalized people just can't get ahead in life and it just completely sucks being in the minority, it's like he just was completely silent.
Well, what can he say?
Yeah, what can you say? What can you say?
Again, referring back to evil, and the essence of evil is a will that's actively trying to hurt you.
Yeah, I
Destiny found himself in the evil position.
There, yeah, and it completely left him speechless too. You can tell when people have not thought things through fully. Yeah. But one of the fascinating things about debating people and talking to people on the internet and stuff like that is it does allow you to think these things through. Right. I think Vaush is in a weird position though. I don't know that Vaush could have a private conversation with somebody that he doesn't have to worry about them recording him and like trying to gain clout off him, which is it is a tough position to be in. So there is that. We have a $20 super chat there. Aren't we reading $20 super chats when they come up? And you should answer that too.
Having Becklin for $20 says, bring Vaush on while Sargon is here.
Well, I don't know
I'd love to talk to Vaush.
Okay, well,
I mean, I've debated him a few times already, and I just want to get, just before it gone, I just want to say, right, like, I don't want people to think that Destiny like does badly in that debate either that you're talking about, because and Destiny is very much improved. I've known Destiny for years now.
Hell yeah, like, he's way better. This was like years ago.
In this kind of informal, in this I'm not friends with him or something, but like, you know, I've known him in the sort of way that we interact on the internet in debates and stuff. And he's got manifestly better at everything that he does. I'm very impressed with him actually.
I'm kind of a Destiny fan, to be honest with you. It seems like
I'm starting to quite like him.
Yes, he seems to be coming like he's not afraid to call out bullshit on his own side, which we have to. That is so important. That is so
the Kyle
important.
Rittenhouse thing, man.
Yeah, exactly. And even if he is like gently nodding or nudging Vaush in the right direction, I can't say that's a bad thing. I really can't. I mean, Vaush is popular. People are gonna listen to him. He has influence in the world. So
I don't think this has nudged Vaush in any direction. Judging from what he was saying after this, he's just saying, I feel like what this is going to do is it's gonna nudge Vaush in the direction of looking at Destiny as an enemy,
an adversary,
yeah, instead of an ally. Which I'm actually surprised he's not already at that point if he isn't. But
well, I think it's like Vaush's sort of unvarnished admiration for Destiny that's prevented that from happening. But like only Destiny could have got this conversation out of Vaush, I think.
Totally. Yeah.
Like, I don't think anyone else could have done it. And this is such a valuable conversation. It's like to get someone to literally come out and say, I commit against ethics and against consistency. Like I do things for the optics, for the aesthetic of it, purely because I think it's fashionable. You know, like these are things that like would be ruinous to a regular person, to a regular commentator on this, right? These are the fail conditions. The worst vices, and the opposite of the virtues. And Vaush has taken them all upon himself, and he's proud of them. And it's like, wow, that's perfect. That's so incredible.
What was that mayor that got caught like doing crank with a bunch of hookers in a hotel room, and like he was just like, yeah, you know, I fell off the wagon. And he's continued to be mayor. I feel like Vaush is that guy. Like Vaush can do no wrong with his community.
Well, as I think I said this last week, Vaush has learned the valuable lesson from Trump, which is that if you're upfront with your lack of morals or principles, then you can't really be attacked by most people, at least by your fans. Because like, well, hey, he said what he is.
You knew what you're getting into.
Exactly.
Look at this. Haven Beckland's messing with us. He knows the $20 rule now.
Having Beckland for $20 says, last one till next week. I hate Vaush, but I don't like Sargon's new feelings over fact strategy. And I want a moron like Vaush to smack Sargon around to prove this new strategy is BS. But whatever, I guess, a team for life.
A team for life. You're not saying it right. You got to go a team for life.
What is the feelings over facts strategy that you're?
I don't know. I don't think I'm advocating that. But
I think that was on one of our shows actually.
But
that's right.
The natural.
What are you talking about? We're fighting Sargon on this.
Adam, this is surely your position, right?
Feelings over facts.
Yes.
Well, first of all. Well, wait a second here, Sargon. Yes. I'm gonna commit the sin of nuance here.
Okay.
Believing that this is the way most people act reflexively, and that's like a state. I'm making a descriptive claim about the world. I'm not saying that this is good. I'm not saying this should be the case. I think obviously the facts over feelings should be the case, but we do live in a world that is feelings over facts. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So we're in agreement there.
Yeah, but the person saying
this is our whole talk about free will.
Facts. That's not mine. That's yours, right? And that's where I got from, basically.
No, wait a minute, but don't.
But that's not my position. Okay. Yeah,
I'm trying to remember because
that is your position.
We had a long.
It's not
debate.
but he's calling it a strategy though, and I'm not calling it a strategy. I'm saying that's just a descriptive claim of the world. Yeah, reality.
But then the natural comeback to this is, well, my feelings are a fact. And the thing is, it's really that is what politics is, isn't it? How people feel about the things that they vote for.
Totally,
yes. No one's voting on the data, right?
Vaush
people's feelings are a fact.
But wait a minute. The core of the argument, I thought, if I recall from the last time we talked about this, was me and Adam descriptively agree that it's generally feelings over facts, but we prescriptively believe people should be striving for facts over feelings. Yeah. And I thought you were not on board with that.
Well, no, I mean, obviously, we're looking for truth, right?
Yes.
So, exactly. So prescriptively, you are on board with facts over feeling.
See, we settled it right here.
Okay.
We slapped him around. Vaush doesn't need to slap him around at all. But isn't Vaush the rhetoric guy? Isn't he the one making the feelings over facts argument? Seems like he is.
Seems like he's making anything that means I don't have to give up my lifestyle argument. Like literally anything that justifies it. But truth is important. Truth is the most important, really.
Yes. Very important.
Okay. I don't remember I remember we argued about this. I don't remember exactly what the argument was, but I'll just say that we won and we convinced Sargon.
We argue over so many things.
There you go.
I mean, you did, guys. You know.
Don't make
No, I
those
just
things
don't
same.
want to.
Wait. Don't compare that to me, okay? You're on a lower level there, okay? I intentionally no.
I know it's so good. It is so good. The fact that
You are below me, Vaush.
the fact that
Keep saying
Vaush
it.
doesn't even realize the offense that he's made is totally telling.
Hold on,
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Hold on. I intentionally have foregone money that I could use otherwise because it is in accordance with my principles, okay? You're not doing it because it doesn't fit the aesthetic that you sell on your YouTube channel. Don't compare those two things. Those two things are very different from each other.
That I'm not a cuck and I don't want to.
No.
Oh man, so like that is a absolutely brilliant formulation from Destiny, right? I am trying to be a good person. You're trying to look good on YouTube. Right?
Yep.
Like the emptiness of Vaush's position is just laid bare here, and the sincerity of Destiny's position is demonstrated.
Totally.
It's brilliant. It's genuinely brilliant. I find this completely gripping television. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
Why would you say aesthetics? No one
Yeah.
put aesthetics in your mouth. Nobody did that.
It's a nice sounding word though.
Well, and it's such a specific word
It
that it would be
is.
strange to like accidentally stumble upon aesthetics if you
Yes.
didn't mean to say it.
Yeah, it's not a flub.
Yeah.
No, stop. Don't walk back what you said earlier, okay? Whatever aesthetic that you sell, that's called a brand, okay? So if you're doing something to help your brand, that's different than me making an ethical choice about which companies I engage with.
I wouldn't
okay?
like lose money or followers by accepting sponsorships.
Okay, I'm just saying,
don't like doing it.
That's fine that you don't like doing it,
fixating
but
very hard in the language.
God, that speaks to the emptiness of his own fucking followers. Yeah, we're a bunch of socialists and we play Raid Shadow Legends. Like,
So true. So true.
sorry. I just can't get over the hypocrisy. It's just mind blowing.
Can you
Language here,
LARP your principles? Is that even a thing?
No.
Apparently.
Like LARPing your principles?
That's what's happening. That's what we're witnessing, right?
I know.
Well, yeah.
It's like crazy. Let's all pretend we have principles one day a month and go down to the park. Let's construct our society around
Adam,
that.
that's what religion is, okay? Once a week, we pretend we have principles and
No,
we go to our religious organization.
No, that's bullshit. You're underselling religion. Religion is like reminding yourself once a week that you actually have principles.
I was giving the cynical interpretation.
Yeah, don't go full anti-theist on me here. Jeez.
The fact
No,
of the matter-
I'm not
I don't
fixating
care
on the
enough about money
language.
to do it.
I'm not fixating on the language. I'm talking about the ideas right now, okay?
You're literally dick measuring with me.
I'm
about
not
to enter into
dick.
a point
Stop.
and I said like,
Hold
oh yeah, I
on.
turned down
Hey,
sponsorships.
we're having a conversation
Now, I
about...
saw Vaush's pictures, man. I can see why Vaush doesn't want to dick measuring
Oh
contest.
my God.
Adham.
Sargon.
Oh, spicy.
Bad Sargon.
Hey,
Bad.
hey, this is exactly the same as him defending his financial interests.
That's
You know,
true.
you know he
He
can't
did.
win one argument on the merits, and he can't win the other one on the merits either.
Well, it's also it's dishonest for him to say this is dick measuring because he's the one that specifically started this line of questioning with Destiny, where he's like, "Well, do you live up to your principles?" And then when Destiny gives an example, he's like, "Oh, well, you're just dick measuring." It's like, this is what you asked.
It's like, how big's your dick? He pulls it. Oh my God. Why are you doing this?
Exactly. That's exactly what just happened.
In
ethical-
fairness to Sargon on the ad-homs, like Vaush has gone. Vaush has gone way harder than that at Sargon. It's
I don't even know if that is an
completely
ad-hoc, to be
unfair.
honest.
Completely unfair.
Because you theoretically
I don't know what
justified me
dick
straight
size
after
is
the
an
point.
add-on.
What's that?
No, you theoretically justified me just after the point. He asked for it.
Yeah.
And then,
totally
like you
you
said,
go.
this guy pulls out a giant dick and he's like, oh, God.
did. Yeah.
Did you see what he was wearing, Adam? He asked for it.
Oh no.